my God. Does anybody else miss dancing?
No,
I mean, I dance
all
every
the time.
day in my house, in my kitchen.
I know, me too. That's part of my winning ritual.
Same.
All right. Hey,
dancing
gang.
is joy. Music is joy.
Music is joy. Music is soul. Music is love.
But I miss dancing with like big group of people.
Like other human beings besides
other human beings.
I know, right?
Oh,
right.
Good morning, you guys.
J&J Social Media and Strategy in the house.
In the house.
Yeah, first Wednesday of May.
It's a 555 portal too.
It is.
It is.
5-5 portal. Right.
5-5 and then 2-2-1 is 5.
Look at that.
And it's Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo back to back. Tacos.
I can't even speak. All right.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. That 7-minute workout, just like
back at the ranch. Joe is on fire.
I'm on fire.
Today, gang. Today is social media is your storefront. Joe just dropped that on me, and I love that concept because it anchors home a really tangible visualization of social media is a storefront. So let's unpack and talk about that. How do we get people in the store?
Exactly. Okay, so hold on. I'm just going to share this. People overcomplicate this whole idea of social media marketing, right? And they think about it as like, how do I make a sale? How do I make a transaction? And they think about it like we talked about last week and vanity metrics. Like people aren't liking my stuff. People aren't engaging. They're not reaching out to me. But that doesn't mean that they're not checking out your store, right? And marketing is all about exposure, and it's about educating, and it's about creating an experience for people. It's about storytelling. That's what marketing is, okay? And if you do a really great job at marketing, you don't have to worry so much about sales. Like marketing is what brings people in, and they already know that they want to come in if you've done the right marketing, right? And then they will move through a sales process, and every store has a sales process, right? And they also have an experience that they create. So take, for example, if you think about your social media as in you've set up your storefront really well, like a window display. Okay, you don't want your window display to be all messy, like your profile picture of like your dog and a banner picture that's like something super random that doesn't have a signage. Like these tips right here, if you made this shift, which it actually blows my mind how many people haven't properly utilized their Facebook profile to really be the signage of their storefront. If you're running a business, it's these simple things that can completely shift who's sending you friend requests, who and why. Like, why are they following you, right? Completely changes the system and the conversation. And so if you think about like, your banner, your profile picture, your bio, all being very attractive, very intriguing, and very like targeted to who you want to bring into your store, just like your window display, people will walk in and they will browse around. And so it's your job as the store owner to create an experience for them, to say like, hey, how are you? How's your day going? To start some conversation, not pummel that person that just walked in your store with like, here, try this on and put this on. And what about this? Without asking any questions. Hey, is there something specific that you're looking for? How can I help make this experience easier for you? Can I make any suggestions? Would you like a fitting room? Things like that, right? And each store owner will then train their staff for that. And then of course there's a sales process, right? Come and stand in line at the checkout. Let me move you through the sales process and off you go, right? And the thing about online is you have such an advantage because you get that exposure, you get to create that content and that experience on a regular basis in front of people. You get their eyeballs on you consistently. You don't have that in a store unless for instance, like Starbucks, I was giving this example earlier. I live 9 floors above Starbucks. I don't actually like Starbucks coffee. I love like European coffee, and I drink collagen coffee. But I love the experience.
A coffee snob.
I am a coffee snob. But I love the experience of drinking my coffee. I like being able to order my coffee on the app, and it comes off of my credit card, and my order is already in there. I don't need to explain it to anybody, right? It's very convenient. And then I can take 9 floors down, pick up my coffee. There's 3, 4, 5 staff that all know my name. Every time I walk in, they're excited to see me. They ask me how my day is. I think I do it just for that. It makes me feel good. But I'm excited to see them too. I wish them a great day, ask them how they've been. We have a little bit of dialogue, and then off I go, and I hit the seawall, and I have my earbuds in, and I drink my coffee. And it's a ritual for me. It's how I start my day, or it's how I break my day in the afternoon, right? And so that's a convenience location. I'm walking by there all the time, but most people, most businesses that are bricks and mortar, they don't have that convenience like of location where people are walking by every day getting exposure. And that's what we have on social media. So whether you have a online business or whether you have a bricks and mortar business, having an online presence is extremely important to get that repeat business and to get more people in, because it's that exposure, right? Most people, like, how many people walk into a store? How many times have you walked into a store, James, and not bought anything? And then do you go back to that store? Do you have a reason to go back to that store?
No, I don't. And furthermore, there's got to be a reason why I walk in the store in the first place.
Totally.
So in terms of a storefront mentality, what are your, what is your messaging? What is it that you're going to have out there, right? We talk about window displays. So in in storefronts, right? It's always about the window displays. There's something there that pulls people in. And so our messaging, as you were saying, the banners, the this, the that, that can be it, but it also can just be the language and what we're actually posting is intriguing people potentially to come in to the store, i.e. your world, your landscape, your business, your domain.
100%.
Right? And likewise, you can dilute that. So if you walk by a storefront and there's all these signs up about this and sale here and doing this and it's 5 cent, 5 and dime shop, you kind of lose the potency of what the shop is all about, or in this case, what the brand or the person is all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? And like, I'm a very particular, it's funny, like I'm a particular shop. Like I'm not the kind of person who's going to walk around a mall and like aimlessly just because it's fun. Like I know when I need something and I know which stores I'm going to, because I like stores that pull me in, that are something different. Like, and I walk through and I can breeze through a store in 5 minutes and know exactly what I want. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. And that's it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. And a lot of people are like that. Well, you're going to have all different types of people, right? Like you have to have kind of a little bit of a process on social media for everybody, right? You need your content that gets in front of those viewers consistently, because some people are slow to take action, slow to make a decision. They need that nurturing. They need that hand holding. And then you've got other people who they're like, nope, I know what you do. I know what I need. I'm ready to buy. And that's their buying behavior, right? And so we have that ability though with social media, which is a little bit different with a store, it's just very, very convenient. And I mean, I wonder what a world would look like if there weren't bricks and mortar anymore. How weird would that be?
Be careful what we wish for. Who the heck knows?
We're being run by robots.
But what the end result there of what you're discussing right now is, it creates loyalty. It creates a relationship to the store, to the product, or in our conversation, to the brand, to the story that people are finding within your feed, in my feed, in the lifestyle that we create for one another. Right?
Yeah, Absolutely. So like, let's break these down a little bit. I broke it down kind of into like, the convenience factor, the experience, the ritual, and sort of like that loyalty, that attachment to your brand, like what keeps them coming back, right? And so one, I want to think about convenience simply because, I live in downtown Vancouver. So for me, if I can walk somewhere conveniently to a gym, like that's why I paid, or that's why I rented this apartment, right? Is because I liked the convenience of like, if my kids are asleep and I need coffee, I can get it. There's a store a block away. Our doctor is across the street. The gym is in my building. So a lot of people will choose a gym simply because it's close to work or close to home. They're more likely to go to that gym. When people think about, okay, I want to sell my house and I need a realtor, they will often go with somebody that they know and trust rather than do the work of having to research a bunch of realtors. Same thing with hairstylists, like some of our basic businesses, right? So I want you to think about, if you have an online business, how can you make it convenient for people to find you? Because it's one thing, people ask me all the time, they're like, okay, well, what platform should I build on? Well, you can build on whatever platform you want. You don't need to be in all of the places. Would it be beneficial to you, like convenient for your ideal audience if you're in different places? Maybe. But I think it's really important to do the research on where is your ideal audience hanging out. Are they on Facebook? Is that the right demographic for you? Or are they on Instagram? Or are they on YouTube? And the only way you find that out is really polling who your current audience is, who your current fans are, the people that already love what you do, that are getting value from what you do, and asking them, where do you want to learn from me? I did this recently. Like I did a couple of different polls. I researched, I took the pulse. Video is my thing. I've asked people, do you prefer to get my training through video or through written copy? And more than 50% prefer video. A lot of people still prefer copy, so I do still do a mix of those things, but I focus more on video. And I got better at video. And so then I started to ask people, where would you love to really dive into training with me? Would you like a place off of social media, off of Facebook? And so I moved into my group, and then I moved over to YouTube. And the platform for YouTube is just really great for video content, right? That is the place people go for video content. And it allows me to link up different videos, and it allows me to link to different resources that I have for my audience. So I'm making it very convenient for them to see the next video, for them to grab that next resource, right? So it's my job to really make sure that I'm putting myself in the place where my people need me. And to think about too, like doing your due diligence and research, right? Researching those keywords and researching those titles and research, like taking a scope of the market and what people want, and then creating your content around that too. Right? Because we're in the business of solving people's problems.
Well, yeah, provided to take that one step back is, you and I always talk about the T word, truth. So, if you're just going to sell bananas for the sake of selling bananas, that's going to show a misalignment at some point. So,
yeah,
if you're passionate,
it's going to be hard for people to find you, right?
Well, yeah. And so getting clear, right? You have to be crystal clear on what aligns with you, truly, and then move out from that, right?
Exactly. I was actually watching this training yesterday on YouTube because I really want to, blow it out of the water. And that was one of the big tips she gave for getting her first 100,000 subscribers was you have to be true to you and serve your audience in the best way possible, and make sure that you're doing all the work to make sure that you're getting in front of the people who need that message.
Right.
So that's number one, convenience.
Okay. Experience. Number two.
Experience. How do you make people feel? Right? It's an energy exchange. People can feel that. I remember when I was getting started with live video, and I was so nervous and did not want to do video at all. And now I have gift of gab. I get it from Gabby.
I was going to say, yeah, right.
She's got it too. But think about, being you times 2 was the tip I was given. Don't try to be somebody else, but be you fired up about what you do, and give people an experience where and not everybody's going to love you, right? Like,
No.
Not everybody's going to like the sound of your voice. Not everybody's going to like what you have to say, what your message is. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't want people to like you. You want people to love you. And the only way that you can do that is really by being you and finding those people who do want that experience with you and do want that truth and are looking for your message. And it's funny, like, I put up something last week. One guy like went to town on me, and then do you know how many other people were like, this is exactly what I needed to hear today. Thank you for posting this. Who do you think I care about?
Right.
I know the experience I'm creating, and if you don't want the experience, that's not my problem. It's fine. We can still be friends, or we don't have to be. It doesn't matter. But it's who are you serving, and what's the experience you want to create for them? How do you want them to feel? Because people remember more how you made them feel than anything else at the end of the day.
Agreed. And if we're selling something, if we have products, people buy because they feel, because they're emotionally compelled to do so. And so if we know, and so if we speak from the heart and share from the heart, then we're bringing them down to the emotional center of the heart and away from the intellectual. People get confused intellectually when they try to rationalize and buying something or whatever the case may be. You're going to lose them 9 times out of 10. But if you can create relatable content that really tugs and lands and anchors with their heart and their emotional relatability, you're setting yourself up for success.
Absolutely. I love that. That really segues well into the attachment part. Why do we get attached to certain products, certain habits, certain types of clothing, things like that. It's like, I think about like how my heart longs for bar class right now because it's closed. I have an attachment to it because of the way I feel when I'm in that class. It's one of the only things that can allow me to completely come out of my head and into my body for 50 minutes where I don't think about anything else, because it's so fucking hard to hold those poses. And all the little muscles I didn't know I had. And it's great music, and it's a great room of people. And the experience that I have when I come in, the convenience because it's close to home, all of those things. But I have an attachment to it. And when that gets taken away, which I think we can all relate to, we don't realize how attached we are to this, how attached we are to our gym, how attached we are to certain restaurants, all those things that have become habits and rituals for us. And when they're taken away, we realize how much attachment we have to external things, right? Mm-hmm. And as a marketer, that is part of what we do, is we create that attachment to things, really, with that experience. And so, it's like, but it's not like your company or your product necessarily that is the attachment. I'm going to give a very simple example of like my attachment to having coffee when I go for my walk on the seawall. Like I do that myself. I do it with friends, special people. Like, it's really fun. It's an emotional attachment I have to that experience. Or, for my skincare, or like people who I sell skincare to, they have a ritual. It's a self-love, self-care ritual. Mm-hmm. It's those, like, even if it's just that 5 minutes that mom has in front of the mirror where she gets to be fully focused on her and the ritual of, and I teach my kids this too. Like, we have bath rituals, we have bedtime rituals, we have morning rituals. We light our candles in the evening, and we have music. Like, it's all about that. And so that's what I want to segue into next, because that's the attachment, and that's the things that when my girls have the time with me that they look forward to coming home to. And you want your audience to have that same thing. They look forward to that inspirational post you share, that video that you're going to create. That like boost you're going to give them in their self-esteem, or the training you're going to give them that's going to help them elevate themselves to the next level, or whatever it is.
Okay. And then loyalty. Loyalty, which is what, we want.
Well, that's what they attach it as ritual. How do you create a ritual? You're really good at this because you have your live videos. You had your writing live videos that you did. And how many people would you say you created a ritual, not just for yourself, but for your viewers, knowing that they're tuning into that?
Yeah. Every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. So yeah, I mean, it is. And provided that, going back, that you stimulate conversation in a way that provides something that they need. And let's be honest too. And sometimes it is convenient. It's comfort. It can be a variety of things why people tune in or make it a point to check in on our feeds or whatever the case may be. Right.
Yeah. There's a couple of different examples I can give for how you can create ritual. Like, we've created a ritual here. This is something I look forward to every Wednesday, getting on here and jamming with you and giving value and seeing the same people popping up and seeing new people popping up and creating new conversations from it. And, so I like to think of this show becoming something where people are excited at 11 on Wednesdays to grab their coffee or their tea or their smoothie and tune in to the J&J show, right? As a part of their ritual.
Because first off, they never going to know what's going to happen when you talk, usually, number one.
Well, that's the exciting part of the ritual. You don't want it to be too stagnant and boring.
Fair enough.
I've done this with my YouTube channel. So, I decided, okay, every Monday at 10 a.m., I will have a video release. I want to create a ritual on YouTube where my subscribers can come and they know they're going to get mostly marketing tips, social media marketing, every Monday at 10. And I want to encourage them and give them a reason to want to subscribe and hit that little bell button so that they can tune in with me and they can start their week out with these really solid tips, or like mindset strategy or whatever. Some ways you can create ritual with social media is like choosing themes of the week. On Wednesdays, I'm going to do this. This is going to be the theme and the topic.
Right.
And then it's great for you because you know what to expect in your business, but then other people know what to expect from you too.
Well, that's why I think the ritual component of these four things is really also arguably equally geared for the person creating it. Because rituals set ourselves up for success as well as our colleagues. So, having categories, for example, with themes and doing, my lives every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, boom, like it's also self-accountability. I have a strategy around that, and it becomes one part of an overall blueprint. Because that's really what rituals are, right? They're just repeated self-serving, if you will, in a great way, patterns of behavior, of action, for a desired outcome. Could be coffee in the seawall. There's a desired outcome that comes from, right?
That's where my creativity comes from.
Exactly. So it's just as much for the person inside the store as it is for the potential buyer or potential colleague walking by the window.
I love that you say that, because it's like, it's when people come into network marketing and they're like, oh, I don't know that I can lead. I don't have confidence in my leadership skills. I'm like, learn to lead yourself. And in leading yourself, you lead others. And so these rituals are us leading ourselves to better practices, better habits. And then in turn, people are inspired by that because they see the actual, they see through action, not just through your words. Right. the changes that you're making, the transformation that you're having, and then they can trust that what you're offering them is going to help them have the same transformation because you've already done it. You've already walked the walk.
Yeah. 100%.
Ooh, I like that. You know what? It's so cute. Jules and I were meditating the other day. She's so cute. She fell asleep. But the girls go to the Story Institute for improv and voiceover, different acting things. And I don't know, it's basically what they're doing at home when they're playing and interacting together. But they always start their class with a meditation and a visualization, which I think is fantastic. And so Jules said, Mom, and she sees me meditating at home now. I'm like, girls, this is Mom's taking a break. I do it 3 times a day. Even if it's not like 11, like it's just the silence, the centering. And so they've seen me do it, and now their teacher's doing it. And now Jules has taken initiative to do that too, right? I didn't tell her. I was like, hey, maybe if you meditated, you could calm down. You know, I didn't tell her that was the solution to like her intense energy. I just started doing it myself. And then the kids started to notice that I'm more balanced in my life, and that things run smoother in our household, and I'm happier, and there's more joy, and there's more patience, and our day is completely different because of these rituals Mom's put in place, like little things. And so, yeah, it is really, you know, you put that in place, people will take notice.
Yeah. I went, a few years back when I went plant-based, all of a sudden my girls looked at me kind of cross-eyed, like, what was I doing? And then, before I knew it, they were all asking for, raw veggies and a spread for dinner. And, they wanted to help me make their shakes, and then make my shakes, and then, have their own shakes and things like that. So that's it.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great. Right.
I didn't know you were plant-based.
Yeah. I've been plant-based for 6 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. We'll have to exchange recipes.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew? You mean, so wait a minute, you and I have known each other over a year, and you didn't know I was plant-based?
Well, we've only had like 1 or 2 meals together.
Well, I know, but usually it just comes up. Obviously, gang, my storefront isn't working because she's not on my, she's not diving into my content and going inside the store to see what I'm all about.
Maybe there's just other things that stand out more. It's not one of your pillars of marketing.
Fair enough. Put
that in your banner. In your bio. That's funny. Well, I grew up in a vegan family, so I find that interesting. So I learned how to cook a lot. Well, most of my cooking with spices and different flavors came from trying to figure out how to make tofu taste good or vegetables taste good when I was a kid.
See, I didn't even know that.
I could have written the first vegan cookbook. That's how far back it goes.
Wow. See, I didn't know that. I guess your storefront isn't working either.
No, it's not, apparently. It's funny. My dad, when we used to go to Europe every year to visit family, there's just no options for a vegan over there for food, right? And my grandmother was always like, okay, well, what do we feed him? My grandfather was like, just let him out the back, let him graze. He was so brutal. And my opa would say, well, I'm vegan too. I eat the cows and the cows eat the grass, and therefore I get my vegetables. Spoken like a true Austrian. But anyways, we would take things over to Europe, and one of the things my dad would always pack was a bag of powdered milk. Could you imagine trying to get on a plane now with powdered soy milk? with a bag full of white powder going internationally.
There you go.
We got taken into immigration every freaking time we went to Europe.
Jeez, look at that. Well, so that was a tangent and a half, gang. We'll circle back.
Segue. There's the entertainment experience for you.
Maybe next week we'll just riff on plant-based stories. There you go.
Hey, maybe so.
Maybe so. Who knew?
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Oh, 100%. And you had that spiritual gangster component that you got going on, and it's a special secret sauce for success, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So
awesome.
All right. So convenience, experience, ritual, loyalty, creating a storefront, inviting people in, being congruent with messaging, speaking from the heart, knowing where to find, providing convenience, right? Knowing what your ideal clients want, give them that.
Get yourself in front of them. Become omnipresent.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
100%. Awesome, you guys. Thank you for watching and tuning in today. If you want to learn about working with James and I about how to create these rituals, how to create this marketing plan, the social media plan, really lay it all out there for you so that you have a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out, start a conversation.
Absolutely.
Reach out. We will send you some info about how we can help you.
Great stuff. Thanks, JoJo. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Nice to see you. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you next week.
Yeah, we got some engagement happening here, so we'll respond. Fab, thank you for tuning in. As always, plant-based mango rock star that you are. In the kitchen. Kim, yes. Kim, Carol, and G, of course. All right. Mad love to the courageous. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.